Hello, fellow inkers. This is MrDEADINK. Want to start off by saying thank you for your questions. Much appreciated. Pretty good questions here. Some of them are kind of repeated. I'll go ahead and answer them all. Um, Second of all, I want to apologize if the sound sucks because I am working off my phone. So keep that in mind. That my microphone on my phone, I guess, is busted or whatever. Um, that being said, let's go ahead and start answering some questions. I apologize if I mispronounce your name. So we have Patricia Capucci, I think. What art supplies do you use to draw and ink your comic? I told you guys before I'm pretty basic on how I handle MrDEADINK. Um, I don't get into super detail buying all the fancy materials and crap. This is just for fun. This is a hobby. So I just do it to where I can, even though I do lag a lot, or have long time before you guys see a comic page come up. Usually that has to do with me just being lazy, but in general, I try to do the pages take me about like I don't know an hour to do. That's thinking of idea, penciling it, and then inking it. Um, Sometimes even less than that, depending on how much I have to put into it. But in general, I don't I don't get a lot of art supplies. I mean, I use basic pencils, basic rulers. Um, I guess uh, the main difference is that to do the frames, I use like felt tip Sharpies, like kind of Sharpie pens. They're felt tip. For the you know when I'm really deep inking, I use like a Sharpie, a straight out Sharpie. For the outlining of the characters and the wording, I use Sharpie pens. Um, but yeah, I mean those are my art supplies. I don't really use too much art supplies. That's it. Then we have Dalanty Moore. Sorry if I pronounced that. That's kind of funky one. Can MrDEADINK eat souls? No, he cannot eat souls. Um, that being said, these guys, these little guys right there. Let me get a larger picture. These guys, they do eat souls. Souls are basically forms of energy that are forever, um, and basically the only thing that can destroy that form of energy, these buddies right here, at least in the comic book. So yeah, Deadink, no. Nick Game Universe Tony the Gamer. Who was his mom and dad? Without saying too much, MrDEADINK is a ghost. So basically, he was a person, and now he's who he is now. So his person had parents, but him as who he is now, as MrDEADINK, parentless. He came out of the sky, straight out the back. He was Deadink. Alright. OMNC Comic had a few questions. Gonna go ahead and answer them all. How long will the MrDEADINK series be like? How many books? Without spoiling too much for you guys or getting too into details with this, roughly 11 books. Depending, 11, it could be more, it could be less. Basically, like 11 books of story. For example, book 2 is kind of like an action sequence, so that might make the comic book have more than 11, but 11 books of actual storytelling. Like, MrDEADINK book 2 is just the battle between Deadink, Sir Shadow, Gamora, Sodom. The whole book was basically, battle, 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 battle. Stuff like that. I don't consider them story parts. I mean, there is some story to it, but mainly I'm aiming for 11 books of story, and there's going to be a few, action sequence. Again, can't really talk too much about that because there's still other things that I have in mind. So, 11 for MrDEADINK. Let's just say that. 11 books for Deadink. Then you asked, again, OMN comic, is there going to be more than two main good guys, Deadink and Sir Shadow, or is there coming more, or more coming, I guess? Yep, there will be definitely more heroines inside the Dead Ink universe. I'll just leave it at that. Uh, your final question from OMN Comic: are Shadow Denning gonna get any new weapons throughout the series? Oh yeah, they definitely will. Don't want to spoil too much again. Series still fairly new, but they definitely will get some new weapons, and you'll see how they get them. And then my final question from Cuffy: how many books do you think there will be? Again, I don't want to spoil too much. I don't want to bring up hopes or anything. Um, 11 books with Mr. Deadink. That's all I'm going to say on that. All right, guys. So thanks for the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed the answers. Um, tell me if you like this kind of things, and I'll go ahead and do more. Good news. I got a laptop from my kind of ex-wife. I don't really know what we are. Um, married still, I guess. Um, she got a new laptop, gave me hers. All I need is a printer now, and I'll be able to post up the comic book online. So that's really cool. Just gotta buy myself a printer, guys, or not even a printer, a scanner. Once that happens, we're good to go. Anyways, thanks for watching. You guys have a good one.